Luba Evans with Magnetic Woman Secrets, 10 signs that you are dating a narcissist. Please put in the comments where you're coming from, what kind of narcissist you think you're dealing with, and what your situation is. So today we're going to go over 10 absolute signs that you are dating a narcissist, and I'm also going to tell you what to do about it if you want to get the narcissist to love you more, or if you want to stop thinking about the narcissist, or both. So sign number 1, and it, by the way, seems like there are so many narcissists right now walking around in the daylight without any encryption on their head and without any special notes appended to their online profiles. So why is it? Why we are becoming a nation of narcissists? People are caring more and more just about themselves, protecting their heart. Or sometimes it's just the mass media and the overload of information that makes people's heart less sensitive than they used to be. And therefore, we see an increase in the population of narcissists. And just to be very honest with you, not only men are narcissists, there are many narcissistic women as well. And in fact, many women who are attracted to narcissistic men probably had a narcissistic mom or a father, or at least one of their parents carried some of the narcissistic traits. Trait of a narcissist, number 1, absolute inability to admit that they did anything wrong. So basically, even if a guy is completely caught that he was cheating on you while he was telling you that there is nobody else, he is still going to act as if he did absolutely nothing wrong. On the contrary, he is going to turn it back at you. Why is it that you are distrusting him? Why is it that you didn't understand him correctly? No matter what he did. Trait of a narcissist number 2, total inability to receive any criticism. In fact, narcissists, they seem to be so in love with themselves, but the truth of the matter is, actually, they are secret bottoms. Narcissists actually are not that sure of themselves, and therefore, they absolutely cannot accept any criticism. So if you want to drive a narcissist mad, tell the narcissist something that he is doing wrong, or there is something wrong with his appearance. So on the contrary, instead of that, the narcissist is going to criticize you. So something can be always wrong with you, whether you sing incorrectly, you chew too loudly, you are just too much, or you're not enough of something. It's never enough. It's never enough beauty. It's never enough elegance in you. While the narcissist, of course, is the prince of them all. All right, trait number 3 is they blame you for everything that goes wrong. In fact, they are attracted to you because you accept the blame. Let's say he reached out, you were not there. Wow, he reached out after 2 weeks of missing in action, and the moment he reached out, if you're not there and you did not respond, later on, he can blame you for that as well. Does that sound familiar? In fact, when you are dealing with a narcissist, most likely you're going to be inclined to put that blame upon yourself. For example, one client of mine was dating a guy who went abroad for a month. Prior to going abroad, like many narcissists, he was pretending that they are a boyfriend and girlfriend in a more than less exclusive relationship, about to even possibly get married. Then he goes abroad for a month and he's missing in action. 3 weeks he's missing in action. Then he shows up and he says that he's going to be back for that one particular date when he wants to come and see her. So on my watch, she is not responding to him. She is withdrawing, as magnetic women should do when a guy is missing in action, not stepping up. We are withdrawing. As she's withdrawing, she's still feeling guilty that maybe he wanted her to pick him up from the airport. So that is after 3 weeks of missing in action. She's still feeling that blame, that maybe because she didn't offer to pick him up from the airport, he started to be missing in action again. So they are going to blame you for everything. Be sure of that. So if you were growing up as a child who took responsibility for many things and didn't fully honor your feelings, most likely it's going to be easy for you to feel guilty and responsible for everything. So that is a very important sign. Number 4, some of them might get aggressive and even violent, sometimes physically, but more often in words. What does it mean to get aggressive with words? If you have a feeling that you are walking on eggshells, if you have a feeling that one wrong word, one wrong glance is not just going to provoke criticism, but also can provoke an abusive, insulting response. For example, something like, shut up. And that response, if you don't accept it, if you say, what are you talking about? Don't talk to me like this. The narcissist is going to revert that response into, can't you take a joke? All right. Or the narcissist might pretend that the abuse had never happened, that it was all in your head. In the narcissist's favorite tune, that I'm your reflection. He's your reflection. So whatever is happening, you are overreacting. Okay. So that is usual reaction of narcissist when you call the narcissist on aggression, anger, or abuse, or verbal abuse. Okay. So the next one, number 5, narcissists get smart with words. They get really, really smart with words, and they turn the words against you. This was a friend of mine was dating this guy who kept telling her for a year, there is nobody else. There is nobody else. So then finally my friend actually stumbles in the middle of the night, stumbles upon his cell phone, and what does she find there in his cell phone? She finds everything, right? So when she sees that everything, his communication with other women, which very clearly indicates that not only there is somebody else, but there are many other people, many other women in his life, then the narcissist, the clever guy that he is, turns around immediately and says, yeah, I've been telling you there is nobody else. There is nobody else who could be threatening to our relationship. Okay, that's what narcissists can do. They can really, really play with words. Again, turning everything back at you. Number 6, they give calculated responses to make themselves feel like they have nothing to do with the pain they cause or lies that they have told. And what it means is that sometimes they're going to pretend that it was you who was missing in action. Sometimes they're going to pull the jealousy card on you, accusing you of being jealous for no apparent reason, while you know very well, and you can feel it intuitively through your whole body, that something is up, that something is on. Especially, let's say, if he goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night and stays in the bathroom for more than, let's say, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and you don't hear anything, and he does it several times a night, or maybe he does it every night he comes. What does that mean? Well, most likely it means that he's corresponding with one or more other women from that bathroom. And so if you try to call him on that, he is going to pretend and give you this calculated response that, oh, you're just like everybody else who was jealous before. You know, you need to work on that. You need to develop your ability to trust. You have to be more trusting. Again, so some narcissists are professional. They're professional. So when they are missing in action, for example, they are going to reach out to you in a way like as if you were missing in action. Let's say he was missing in action for 2-3 weeks, and he comes with his canned response, which says, I hope I'm not interfering with anything. as if you are busy with another guy. All right. And so a woman who is kind of a good target for a narcissist, which we will talk about in a second, this woman automatically is going to feel guilty and is going to feel like she needs to justify herself and tell him, no, 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 you're not interfering with anything. Nothing is going on. Don't worry. Okay. Meanwhile, this narcissist is basically just taking you for a ride, and he knows what the response is going to be. Okay. The next one, number 7, they feel like they own you, and how dare you to have your own feelings. So if you experienced anything of this kind, where your feelings were not honored, please comment below. Please comment, how did it make you feel in terms of your own feelings? Because what happens, and this is one of the most challenging things for a woman, is when she loses trust towards her own intuition, towards her own feelings. This is one of the hardest blows, because basically what happens once you lose trust towards yourself and you don't know if you can believe and trust yourself, this is where the feminine power goes. And this is where the magnetism, feminine magnetism, just disappears. Your trust and honor towards your own feelings is your key to being an empowered, magnetic woman. So the narcissist, who always wants to rob you of your personal power, especially of your feminine power, the first thing that the narcissist is going to do, the narcissist is going to diminish your feelings, laugh at your feelings, or tell you that you are coming up with things which are not there. Again, if something like this happened to you, I would like to know exactly what happened. Please put it in the comments below, and I'm going to respond to all of the comments. So the next one, number 8, they will gaslight you and make you feel like you're going crazy. Yeah, so basically, how can you go crazy? And have you gone crazy before? If you were attracted to narcissists, most likely, absolutely, yes. So going crazy, why are you going crazy? You're going crazy because somebody is manipulating you and lying to you. And that lying usually goes over a big range of emotions. So the narcissist, while they don't have true compassion, they cannot really feel the suffering of another person. They cannot, they don't want to. Not only they cannot feel the suffering of another person, they also cannot feel unconditional love. The only thing that they can really feel is pity for themselves. They're comparing themselves to a better version of themselves. They need a lot of approval from you. They feed on feminine power that women serve to them. They feed on your energy. And what they do instead, they provide a gigantic range of emotions, while those emotions are really not as deep as yours. So what it means is the narcissist can all of a sudden come in like a teenager, like a boy who is really looking for love, like somebody who has been traumatized and who is really this hero of love, who is a transcendental figure, for example, who is experiencing pain of the world on his shoulders. Do not trust that. It is not true. The depth of his feeling is nothing like yours. But he might come in like this. He can cry when he receives love from you. He can look at you with these eyes that are adoring you, especially in the beginning. So this is very important. In the beginning, the narcissist, the reason why sometimes the narcissist feels like home and it feels like there is this great chemistry with him, while in reality what happens is that in the beginning he is going to captivate you. He's going to be at his absolute best. So he's going to look at you with his celestial eyes that you're going to drown in. Okay, so please comment if you've experienced something like that. And he's not going to be shy with any kind of compliments. He might be able to give you that encouragement, that confirmation that you were craving for a very long time. So if you're a woman who is a little bit insecure about yourself, about your feminine attractiveness or power, his compliments are going to hit the ground hard. After he's got you, he's going to start starving you for attention. So he's going to start it in chunks. It's not going to be an immediate starvation, all right? So at first it's going to be a little bit here and there. The messages are going to start fading out, okay? The loving words or emojis in the messages are going to start coming from abundant to non-existent. And the gaps between communication are just going to go wider and wider. This way, he's testing you. Most likely, he's also working on some other love cows, some other women, because a narcissist usually likes to have at least 2 women, sometimes 3. There are some super professional narcissists that can also even have 4 or 5. Why is it? Because he's feeding on that feminine power. It is his life force. So he needs to protect his portfolio. His portfolio has to be diversified because he knows that at some point every woman has figured him out. So he knows very, very well that at some point, most likely, maybe after trying to commit a suicide, but you're still going to dump him. So he needs that backup. That is his lifestyle. The backup, several women, is what he's feeding on. That is his game. That is the purpose of his life. That is his lifestyle. So imagining a life together with a narcissist is impossible. The only thing that you can imagine when you are involved with the narcissist is how you're going to get him, how you're going to captivate him. But truly, it is if you put your hand on your heart, in all honesty, it is most of the times very hard to imagine how you're actually going to be living with this person. Okay, so that's another sign. So another sign is that once he has starved you for attention, he is going to come back, and if he feels like you are that he's losing you, he's going to start charming you again. So, and again, you never know in this roller coaster that he's providing where you stand with them. So if you grew up with the parents who were not super stable, like for example, substance abusers or abusers themselves, or maybe borderlines, or maybe some other, maybe a bipolar disorder parents, or just parents who were not providing a stable, steady flow. Most likely, in your life, at one point in time or another, you are going to be attracted to a narcissist. Now, for some women, it takes just one narcissist. For others, it takes 4 or 5. And then on the verge of dying or hitting the bottom, finally the woman understands that this is the time where it's either her or this addiction to those guys. And at some point, the last narcissist becomes almost like your vaccine. Almost like the worst one is like, you know how you get a flu shot so that you wouldn't get the flu. So sometimes in this funny way, unusual way, the worst narcissist can actually be the absolutely best news for you, because the worst narcissist is going to hit you so hard that finally you'll develop a vaccine towards that. So next time you see a narcissist, you just won't be attracted anymore, because your whole body is just going to tell you, don't want to get sick, especially connected with breath, lungs, and the heart. So I really, really want you to claim your power, recognize the narcissist for who he is, and recover when you feel like you hit the bottom. So what I want you to do is, if you feel like those symptoms are describing a person that you're dating, in fact, if you are looking at your phone and you're nervous about if the guy is going to write to you and what he's going to write, if you feel some kind of uneasy feeling in your stomach every time before you see the guy or before you talk to the guy, if after he leaves you find yourself in some strange vacuum, if you're experiencing all those things, I really am asking you to put a comment here, because I'm going to reply to you and I'm going to tell you exactly how to make this better. So in terms of the tools that we have, magnetic woman tools, and we have so many. There's plenty of incredible materials. One of the materials, of course, is my course, which is called Stop Thinking About Him. That course is specifically created for women who want to get the guy out of their head. Okay, so this is something, of course, that I recommend greatly. And I'm going to put a link to that course below the video. There is also a course which is called the bonding phrases. If you're still super determined to attract your narcissist, if you just want to play this game to the end, if you want to captivate him, capture him, and still believe that he can be transformed, maybe it wasn't all the items on my list that he corresponded to. Maybe it was just one or two. Okay, so for this kind of a guy, I have a course which is called The Bonding Phrases. Now, The Bonding Phrases is a course which helps you create deeper emotional intimacy with a guy. In fact, if you try the bonding phrases and they don't work, that definitely means that you are dating a narcissist. But if they do work, good for you. That means that you were able to break through a defense of some guy who actually is worthy and who actually has a capacity to love. I would like to ask you now to subscribe to this channel. The more subscribers we have, the easier it is for me to do this work, to provide this education for beautiful women, other gorgeous women who might be a little bit stuck in their ways right now. So it was such a pleasure to connect with you. I love you very much. I am very, very excited for all of you to go through all the materials on the channel and be on your way to attracting the most wonderful partnership in your life. And before I call it a day for this video, I would like to also mention that I just got a client who is 92 years old and she wants to date and she wants to start her life from the beginning. And guess what? When she was 87, she got a boyfriend. So for the last 5 years, she was in a very, very happy relationship, and now she's 92, and so she wants to get into another relationship. So never think it's too late for you. Never think something is wrong with you. You're gorgeous. You're magnetic. Stay on it. Be watchful. Be loving. Stay magnetic. Luba Evans, Magnetic Woman Secrets. Please subscribe to this channel so you would know when the new videos come out. Sending you so much love on your journey. Bye-bye.